To get hold of Adobe Bridge, you need to download it from the Creative Cloud. And once you've done that, you can go to File and choose Browse in Bridge and go straight there from Photoshop itself. And then you can use the Folders section here to browse to a particular folder full of photographs, and it will display their thumbnails like so. You can also have a favorite section here, and you can drag favorite folders into this area to enable you to find pictures more easily without having to rummage around lots of subfolders and directories. Now, another useful way of finding photographs more quickly is to use the filter panel here. You can see we've got lots of different labels and star ratings. Let me just turn off these filters for the moment so we can see all the files in that particular folder. You can then say I want to look for any green labels by clicking here, and the thumbnails will appear in the main window like so. You can also change the size of the thumbnails by dragging this slider to the right to make them appear larger. We can turn that off and have a look for any 3-star photographs that we've rated earlier, and they will appear like so. And talking of thumbnails, by default your camera creates a thumbnail when it captures a picture, whether it's a RAW or a JPEG, and you can pop up to here and you can take these embedded thumbnails that we've got and you can turn them into higher quality ones, or you can choose always high quality depending on your preference. That will obviously take up more memory in your computer's hard drive, but it is a useful way of getting better quality thumbnails. As well as the filter here, we've also got collections. We'll talk about creating collections in another video, and that's a really good way of organizing things more effectively. We've also got ways to find things via keywords. So this is a filter again. If we look for butterfly, for example, we need to untick the 3 stars to make sure that we're just using the butterfly filter, and there it is. That shot has got a keyword called butterfly attached to it, and that's a great way of finding it. The keywords panel here enables you to assign keywords to your photographs, but we'll look at that in more detail in another video. So I'm just going to untick butterfly, and I'm going to just go back and scroll through to see all of my photographs. And in fact, I can show you something else that's quite useful here. This is a stack of photos. I can click and scroll through the stack to see the other image attached there. You can see there's a couple of different versions of the shot. You can also click up here to open the stack and see the images that are contained within it as thumbnails. Click again to collapse it once more. And you can shift click to select multiple images, go up to stacks and choose group as stack to stack them up together. And that's just a good way of saving space in the Bridge interface. Next to the keywords panel, you've got the metadata panel. If I click to select a photograph, you can see that the metadata is similar to the back of a camera there. You can see the f-stop, the shutter speed, the metering mode, and other modes as well, such as portrait, for example, and the ISO speed. If we click on another photograph, you get a different setting, such as f18 for this particular shot. And you can see things such as exposure compensation as well. So that's a handy way of just getting to grips with the settings used to capture a particular picture. Now, by default, we're looking at the Essentials workspace in Adobe Bridge, but if you want to see a larger thumbnail, then it's well worth ticking on the film strip option, because that then gives you a smaller film strip along the bottom and you get a much larger preview of your photographs in the top window here. Oh, the other thing about thumbnails is you can see some of them have got icons by them, and that means they've been edited in Photoshop. This one here has been cropped, for example. You can see the little crop icon there. Now, by default, it's displaying our photographs by file name, but if we go to sort by date created, then you can see if we scroll to the left, the oldest photographs are going to be at the far left, and then they're going to get newer as we scroll to the right. But what you can do is also change it from ascending to descending. So if we click here to go to descending, we now have the oldest photographs at the far right and the newest ones at the far left. So it's very handy to display your photographs in a chronological way. And that works in other views as well, such as the metadata view. Let me just scale down the thumbnail size here. And you can see that we've got a shot here that was captured in 2099. Then we go to 2014 and so on. So that label's obviously incorrect, but it's treating it as the newest file and placing it at the top of the stack. So that's just a brief overview of the Adobe Bridge workspace. You can choose which particular workspace you prefer to work in, such as the more useful film strip option. If you click on a particular part of the picture as well, up pops the loop view, and that gives you 100% magnification of that particular part of the picture. You can click here to close that, and if you hit the space bar, the whole picture will fill the entire frame and the other areas will disappear, so you can get a better look at a preview of your photograph. And once you're ready to edit a photograph in Photoshop, you can go up to File and go to Open With and choose whichever particular version of Photoshop you want to work with. By default, it's going to work with Adobe Photoshop CC.